Greyson Todd here with my iPad and caffeine in my system. It's time to talk about Rotten Tomatoes user reviews for movies that have come out recently and see if we can make sense out of what everyone's saying. The users, the people. What are you trying to say? Here's a film I really liked. Hereditary. Brilliant, subtle, good horror drama. Horror drama. A lot of people didn't like it. Here we go. I can't say enough bad things about this movie. It does have a couple of cringeworthy moments, but this movie is still horrible. Half a star is way too generous of a rating. Unless you feel like punishing yourself, then please avoid. When they say cringeworthy moments, do they mean like they cringe from like horror or like how the kids say cringe? Because those are two different levels. And if you are wincing at the screen, then I'd say it's pretty effective. I found it a delightful treat. Satisfied my cinema sweet tooth for misery porn. So I don't know what they're talking about. Very disappointed. Advertised as one of the scariest movies ever, and it really fell short in every aspect. The storyline does not really make much sense, and the ending is so tedious. Here's the thing about advertisement. It is a manufactured representation of what they think will sell the movie. Therefore, they kind of do what they have to. And A24 has done this a couple times with terrific film, very moody, very slow pace, very character driven. Hereditary, sort of the same. A24, do what you have to do to get butts in seats. I don't know why people make movies like this one. I wish I could have gotten my money back. Why do people make any movies? Why do people make a stupid, happy movie? I mean, it's escapism. It's relatability. It's empathy. It's why do people do anything? Why am I here talking to you right now? I don't know. I just don't get why it's so hard, especially if you're paying for a movie, especially if this person wants their money back, which means they spent money, they didn't use a movie pass, they didn't use the A-list. If you're spending money on a movie, wouldn't you want to know the tone and feeling of the movie? Yes, that's on part of the advertising fault, but a movie like Hereditary that had so much buzz around it, think you would get a sense of what you were in store for before you made that decision to go to theater. So, worst movie I've seen. Walked out laughing from the theater. I don't know what a movie is, considering I haven't heard of them. This probably isn't a very good movie. It's probably a very bad movie. I can't disagree on that part. If you walked out laughing, that's fine. People have different emotional responses to trauma. Sometimes it's laughter. You just gotta know that you're that type of person, and it's not the movie's fault that you find misery funny. It's kind of off-putting. Movies are a learning experience. Delicious. Ooh, this one's long and it has very strong adjectives, so I am excited to read it. What an utter piece of garbage. This is by far the worst scene I've ever seen. And believe me, I have seen a they meant fair, they wrote far, proofread these people, a fair share of crappy films. I was hoping it was going to cross the barrier of it's so bad that it's pure gold. But it did not. This stops just at the waste of time. I cannot believe the notes this film has received. This is 127 minutes of your life you will not get back. In case you choose to watch it. You have been warned. Sure, wish I had before I paid to watch this glorified crap. The only thing that helped me see this movie at the end was Alex Wolff's performance. But defo not able to hold this movie on its own. Maybe if you are deeply religious, you might get some scares out of it. But if not, run away! Sorry, it's weird when people bring up a generalized argument. Like, this is the worst film I ever seen. And they know it's not a strong argument because they feel the need to justify it with I have seen my fair share of crappy movies. So they're acknowledging that they need some sort of credibility on this standpoint to make you listen to them. I just don't understand if you're so enraged, if you're so passionate about your anger for film, for anything, and you feel the need to write about it, but then cannot rationalize why you feel that way. Why do you write it? And I ask you, Internet, the most reasonable, critical thinking individuals out there, please agree. Like, share, subscribe. I don't know where it is. Leader of the 2008 Razzie Award for Worst Movie of the Year. Saw it at $1 movie. I want my money back. Are the Razzies like a credible award show to some people? Because I don't get that. I thought we were way past that. I thought the Razzies was some thing dads looked at on the internet. Okay, I'm angry. Different movie. Let's go to a different one. Fuck it. Back. Go home. Let's find a real big divisive one. Darkest Minds. It's a YA novel, superhero, X-Men, I don't fucking know, but the trailer plays in front of everything. 18% from critics, 79% approval rating from the audience. That is shocking. I'm curious. I just want to see. This is rare when it's the other way around, where the audience is super high and the critical is super low. So, I don't know. It might be fun. Maybe I'll get some new material out of it. Let's see. I personally really enjoyed the movie. I bought the entire series of books after watching it, just so I can see how it goes into more detail. Well, if the movie's getting people to read, like, this might be the most humanitarian movie ever if people are actually, like, learning to read from it. So that sounds like a positive. I want to start by saying I love the books. With that, the movie matched up wonderfully with the storyline. I know a lot of people feel like it has a lot of plot holes, but it's all things we learn later in the series progresses. Also, the ending leaves off exactly where the book, which is great, because how the second one comes in. It's going to make another good movie. Overall, I enjoyed it fully. Good for this person. They seem genuinely enthralled by this very middling who gives a fuck film. And they enjoy the books, and they were met with their expectations. And I think that's the hardest thing for us as an audience, is just to have expectations that the movie can actually meet, being reasonable. Because either we're way up here, and the movie's like struggling to get up there, and it's a failure, or we're way down here, and that doesn't happen. Because a movie, at a certain point, you just gotta completely separate it from the books. At a certain point, you can't even look at the books anymore, and you have to treat them almost as two separate properties. And I think that gets really muddled when we're looking at adapted material that references the original. I think comic book movies have a terrible case of this, where they'll just throw out a reference or they'll throw out a name, and it seems like it's some deep, big Easter egg. There's nothing behind it. It's an empty promise. At a certain point, you gotta make an ending for yourself. What a sucky, awful movie. It's like the Hunger Games or Divergent meets X-Men. Hashtag there are not the... I've amused myself enough with this. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It seemed like for a good couple months you could not escape advertising for this fucking film. It was even more disappointing when most of that advertisement was from the climax of the fucking movie. I'm the type of guy that doesn't really like to know a lot. I like to know who's behind it, what are they going for, and then I'll try to ignore everything else about the film. But when you're just shoving the ending sequences in my face everywhere I go, it is infuriating. And when the movie doesn't really offer anything beyond that, it's a failure. on the marketing department and on the filmmakers department. It seems for the most part, critics and audience are actually pretty close on this. Let's see if there's any extreme outliers, and let's see if they articulate their particular feelings. Tried to be Jurassic Park, but fell flat. It is what happens when PETA tries to make a movie. Let's break this down for a second. Try to be Jurassic Park, which, yes, it's a Jurassic Park sequel. That's like saying Friday the 13th Part 4, try being like Friday the 13th. That's a mute point. And really, it tried to be Lost World. It stole kind of plot points and characters. Secondly, this is what happens when PETA tries to make a movie. So the film sort of has a little political stuff in the very, very, very fucking beginning. Like, for a second. So, Bryce Dallas Howard's character works for a activist group who wants to save the dinosaurs. Just seems that they're annoyed that there was a pro-dinosaur message. Seemingly, Jeff Goldblum's character, who has easily been the best and most reasonable character out of the entire Jurassic Park series, is very anti-dinosaurs. Unfortunately, this movie didn't follow him. They followed the fucking idiots that wanted to save the dinosaurs. And for a moment, Bryce Dallas Howard, who was the champion for saving the dinosaurs, decided not to save them. She was gonna let them fucking die, and the dumb fucking clone girl let them live. I don't see it, but whatever, man. These kind of reviews really make me question just why. So they put the stars and then they put a letter grade underneath it. So it's 2.5 stars and they wrote C-. What is that contributing? How does that help a consumer? How does that help anyone looking for information on film? Why do they make tablets so light? I just want to throw it. I like this one just for the grammar. It just makes me giggle because it could mean several things. Prefers the first one better. First of all, English, do you speak it? If not, then thank you for trying and welcome to the English language. First of all, prefers is... It sounds like you're speaking in the third person, and we don't have a subject, so it's confusing. The first one, are you talking about the first Jurassic World, or are you talking about Jurassic Park? Because those are two completely different films. I don't know. I don't know if better is. Can you say that? Can you say I prefer this better, or I prefer more? Better or more? Better or more? Better or more? Better or more? You can say I like it better, but prefers it better, like you're better at preferring. I don't know. I'm breaking. I am breaking on the inside trying to decipher this. It's okay, but it wasn't good either. Here's another like syntactically confusing sentence. First of all, I'm slightly offended that you put 3 Ks in okay. Guess you can say okay, but then you're holding out the A and the Y, and they didn't even write that. They put 3 Ks, so I'm a little uncomfortable. Like, I don't even want to put it on the screen. But it wasn't good either. So are you saying it wasn't okay? You say it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. Oh. Wow. So this is always fun to just check in with the people, see what they're thinking, I guess. If you want to see more videos like this, please like or share or whatever gets me to do more videos. Thank you for watching. I'm Greyson Todd. I'll see you again in like a year. Maybe that's when I'll, oh man, my heart rate's up. Okay, talk to you later. Toodaloo. Bye. Oh no, my knees can't fit. My knees.